Hi, hello everyone. Hi. Welcome to What Are You Reading? It's Jane Tara.
And Jasmine Ed.
Yay, Jasmine's back because she enjoyed it so much last time, talking to everyone. And of course, Cheryl is in San Francisco, and Cheryl saw Jasmine doing it and went, "Oh, you're so natural. Go back and do it." Anyway, you love talking books, don't you?
I do love talking books, and we'll let Cheryl enjoy her holiday.
Yeah, she can have a bit of a break. Well, actually, it's not much of a holiday because you've been booking a lot of podcasts for her, haven't you?
I've been keeping her very busy, but that's good news for all of you.
Yeah, so go over to the podcast. If you don't subscribe to the podcast, you must, because Cheryl has some amazing authors that she's speaking to at the moment. So even though she's in San Francisco, she's very busy speaking to people and recording podcasts. So they come out every week anyway. So check it out on our website or on Apple, Spotify, wherever else podcasts come through. Yeah. Okay, so what's our book of the week?
Our book of the week is Marion Keyes.
She's amazing, isn't she?
She is amazing. She's phenomenal. Just a multi-million copy best-selling author, undisputed queen of women's contemporary fiction.
Okay, so just talk to me about this, okay?
Yes.
Because my generation is her age, right?
Yes.
And so I kind of grew up from being a young woman reading Marion Keyes and very much relating to her. So every book that comes out, it's like, Marion Keyes has got a book coming out. When did you discover her?
Oh, I discovered her a couple of years ago, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, okay.
I just love her books.
Here?
Yes, here. And I just feel like whenever I read her books, it's like a warm hug.
Yeah. Yeah, despite all the alcoholism and stuff that she talks about in there, but
she covers some darker topics, but she does it with heart and warmth, and they feel good.
Yeah. Do you read many Irish authors?
Oh, I love Monica McNamara, the Irish Australian. And she's very much in the vein of Marion Keyes.
She's got the same sort of feel to her, and of course, Mauve Binchy, that kind of, the community, the family, the multi-characters and everything. So what has she delivered this time?
So again, Rachel, this is actually exciting because this is Marion Keyes' first sequel, and it's the sequel to her bestseller, Rachel's Holiday, which she wrote about 25 years ago.
Yes.
And it was iconic.
Oh, but that makes me feel so old.
It was a massive bestseller at the time. It really put her on the map.
Yeah.
And so she's gone back to that character, and many of the Walsh family return in this story.
Yeah.
And it's set 20 years later. And so when we first met Rachel in Rachel's Holiday, she was in her 20s. She was having a spell in rehab. She was not in the greatest place.
Yeah.
And now she's in her 40s. She's working at the rehab that once saved her life.
Okay.
And her life is pretty much, she's in a really good place. And then there's a sudden reappearance from her ex, which turns everything on its head.
That always does.
Yeah.
Especially when you're that age. But
It's a great read. I cannot recommend it enough.
Okay. Again, Rachel, well, of course, you've read it and reviewed it. It's on my bedside table because I love Marion Keyes. So let us know if you've read it already. Let us know what you think, because it really is returning to a character that we all loved and related to, decades ago. So, okay. So we've got some comments there.
Yeah. So Jill Wright says, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, Jill. Christy, hello, Jane and Jasmine. Lots of hellos. Caroline, hello, Jane and Jasmine. I am about to start Clara and the Sun. Oh, I loved that book.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you read that over the holidays or
something? I did. I read that. Was my summer read. It's very interesting. Yeah. That was one of the books on the book along list.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but I was in it. I was in it at a bookshop, and I won't name what, but I go in and we chat and everything. And she said it was such a big book that because she had a proof copy, she ripped it in half so she could carry. Because you can't do anything with a proof copy anyway. So it was lighter to kind of pop in her bag and keep carrying around. She loved it. So another one on my to be read pile.
Sandra Scully, hi Sandra. She says, I'm reading Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult, which we discussed last year. Emma Fitzgerald, hello everyone. And Helen is reading Something to Hide by Elizabeth George.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she's going to get into the next Outlander book, which I'm a big Outlander fan. So let me know how you go with that.
Hello, are we alive? Are we breathing? Yes, are we women? Yes, we love Outlander.
We do.
And we also love events.
Yes.
Okay, so our event, we usually have one on a Wednesday night, but we have one tomorrow because we sometimes have one on a Friday. But tomorrow, Linwood Barclay, right from LA, beaming in, chatting to everyone. So 12 o'clock, it's a good lunch break. It's a good lunchtime event. Take Your Breath Away is his latest book. I think anyone who's been here for a while watching these What Are You Reading segments will know that, I'm a huge fan of Linwood Barclay. I love his it's a sort of a blockbuster feel to his writing, and it's a great sort of weekend read, and he wrote Elevator Pitch a couple of years ago, and seriously it freaked me out so much that I used the stairs for at least 6 months and wouldn't get in an elevator. Anyway, this one is his latest. It's the same sort of feel to his writing, but a little different because the protagonist just feels a little darker and more complex to me, and I like that. And it really keeps you reading and as per usual, turning the pages. So Take Your Breath Away, Linwood Barclay. Come and let him know what you think of his latest book tomorrow at 12 o'clock because he's live on our Facebook page.
Very exciting. Okay. Oh, I loved this book. So
I knew you would.
The Little Wartime Library.
Yeah.
So I read a lot of World War II historical fiction.
Yeah.
I do. Like most of the World War II books, they come onto my desk. I love them.
They do now, don't they? We sort of flick them over. Yeah.
At this point, I feel like I have quite a depth of knowledge of the area.
You do.
I know a lot about it. So you can imagine my surprise when I read this.
Yeah.
And there was this whole thing I didn't know about. Bethnal Green. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but it was a tube station in London during World War II. It was a disused one.
Yeah.
And the public actually converted it into this thriving subterranean community where they would go to seek refuge during the Blitz.
Yeah.
And not just to hide from the bombs, but also live down there.
Yeah.
There were thousands of bunks down there. They had a theatre down there. They had a cafe. They were teaching classes, and there was a library. And that was really at the heart of this. And even people above, they'd go down and they borrow their books at the Bethnal Green Library. And this is a true story.
Isn't that amazing that it talks about like a period of time that was just so traumatic, so stressful. And they had a theatre and they had a library. And it's the arts and it's the literature that keeps you going during those times. What a beautiful story.
Books as a power of escape, and it really celebrates libraries and librarians and just the power that they have to help people during times of hardship, which I think we can relate to during COVID as well.
Absolutely.
So
and we love our librarians.
We do. We love our librarians and we love the Little Wartime Library. So Kate Thompson is the author. Yeah.
Gorgeous cover.
It is it's a lovely cover.
Yeah. Beautiful cover. I'm going to show Trivia Night. Another cover I really like. It's not usually the style I go for, but I was staring at this before. I said to Jasmine, what an awesome cover.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool. Trivia Night, Ali Lowe. It's about a school fundraiser and sort of, it gets out of hand and there's devastating consequences that come out of this school fundraiser. A little bit Leanne Moriarty, however, very much its own story, really, really riveting, page turner, and I actually think this is going to be big. So go and get it and let me know what you think of it because it's a great read. Yeah.
Should we read some comments?
Yeah.
So Alita is reading Dave Grohl, The Storyteller. That's great. I love
that was big in my house.
Yeah, definitely. Julie Johnson, I'm reading again Rachel by Marion Keyes. Tracy Anderson, I love the beautiful words. Oh, that was by Vanessa McCausland.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah, she is. And Penny just started the Dictionary of Lost Words. That's a big fan favorite here. We love it. And Danielle, good afternoon, ladies. I'm currently reading The Happiest Man on Earth by Eddie Jaku.
Yeah, great. All right. So next week we have another event, of course, because we
Yes.
have them every week, all year. But we've got a big one next week. We've got Fiona Lowe, and I know that you all loved Just an Ordinary Family, her last book. And I won't talk too much about it this week because we're going to talk about it next week. And I'm actually reading it at the moment, and it is fab. A Family of Strangers. She just does, women and community and, families just so well. And it's, it's a good weekend read. You could, and actually it's raining everywhere. This is perfect. So grab it and we'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
Wednesday night, Fiona will be there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of big books.
Big books.
You get a few big books, don't you?
I love a big book.
Yeah.
I love getting lost in a big book. And, it's, you don't know when it's going to end. It just keeps going on forever.
Historicals,
yeah.
Jasmine. Big books, Jasmine.
So, Sarah J. Maas, her latest is House of Sky and Breath.
Yeah.
So, this is the sequel to House of Earth and Blood, which is the first book in the Crescent City series. Yeah. So she sort of dominated the YA scene for a few years there. But this series is her first adult fantasy fiction. So it's a darker, grittier story.
Do you feel it kind of like it does differ from her YA?
It does. Yeah. It does. It's darker. It's grittier. The characters are more morally grey. It's steamier. It's fun. Yeah. And so this is the sequel. Oh, there's the camera.
Wow.
And it's great. Her world building is fantastic. It's richly imagined. It's action packed. If you're a fantasy fan and you haven't discovered Sarah J. Maas yet, you should pick it up because you'll really enjoy it.
And it's what you say about the world building.
Oh,
that's
incredible.
As a writer, like you always create an environment and a setting and everything, but she goes beyond that.
Oh, she does.
It's fascinating.
So complex.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she does it. It's very
impressive. Nor do I. Yeah. No, amazing. All right, another book that we've all enjoyed in the office is Em and Me with Beth Morrey, and it's sort of a big-hearted, hopeful novel, a celebration of mother-daughter relationships, and we talked about this a little bit last week, but we're handing it around the office at the moment. It's a quicker read. It's hopeful. Yeah, I think if you're sort of struggling at the moment with anything, this is the book to just pick up and just, sort of have an escape. Yeah.
Okay, we'll read some comments. Marianne O'Connor is on. Can't wait
hello.
to read Marion Keys.
Oh, yeah.
And Rebecca, do you need to read Rachel's Holiday first? No, you don't, but I recommend that you do anyway.
It's nice to go back and, so I'm glad that I know that, and I'm looking forward to seeing where she has gone to. While we're there, while Marianne is there, because we do have your book here too.
We do. So, Dressed by Iris is the latest. You all know that she wrote Sisters of Freedom last year, which
great historicals, fantastic. Great covers, great author, great stories. Love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's set in the 1930s Great Depression in Sydney, and it's about a woman who dreams of designing her way from rags to riches. Yeah, and it's just vividly imagined. It's got great romance in it. It's, if you love historical fiction and you love Australian historical fiction, Marianne O'Connor.
And Marianne, I know because you've just commented, but I mean I've loved your books for the last few years, and but you've really outdone yourself with this one. It is sensational. So I see more and more comments coming up of people reading it. Yeah. What else have we got?
Okay, Jill Wright is reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmas, and that is a better reading preview book. So we will be discussing that more next month, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. But, that's probably a good, let's talk about the preview.
Yeah. So if you want to review books for our preview books, and it's only, it's a couple of sentences to a paragraph we ask for. Yeah. Just sign up to the newsletter. And
you can do that on our website, or we might even get Dex to put it in the comments.
Dex!
Sign up, and each week we will put the preview in the newsletter, and just sign up for it.
Yeah.
Get books before they're published. It's a great program.
And we're talking about stuff, top 100.
Yes.
Okay. Sign up for the newsletter. All this is in there. But you can vote now for our top 100 books. Okay, it's an annual thing, and 7 people who vote win all 100 books. And I mean,
So many
yeah,
books.
last year they were like, I'm buying a new bookshelf. I can't, and all the books are being delivered to their house, the winners. So it's very, very exciting if you are a winner. But I think most of our readers love the top 100 because they tick off what they've read, and we give the tick off poster and stuff. So voting closes on the 13th of March, so you have until then to enter, but also to register what you think is the top book, the best book.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a new release. It can be an old book. It can be a favorite you've always had. It can be any book as long as it's an adult book and it's your favorite book.
Yeah, so go onto our website, check out the top 100. You can look at previous lists and stuff like that, but it's bigger than Ben-Hur every year. Who else have we got there?
Okay, so Annie Coffee. Hi, ladies. I'm reading Em and Me by Beth Murray. Yep. Stacey Greentree. Love the beautiful words. Fabulous. A lot of shout outs for Vanessa today.
Yeah.
Joy Bell loved your book. She must mean Marianne O'Connor.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I've just finished The Hush, which was amazing. Love this genre. Yeah, that was a great read. Dystopian fiction. Yeah. Jane Harvey, Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty.
Nicola Moriarty. There's 3 of them. Yeah. I think the storytelling fairy was over their house. Can you believe there's 3 best-selling authors in those siblings?
Siblings that are all writers.
Can you imagine them all around the table at Christmas telling stories?
And they all write different sorts of fiction as well. Like one of them does YA and children's, and then Leanne does her domestic drama. It's great. And Karina just finished Boy Swallows Universe. I really need to start reading it again to understand all that happens.
So did you know, I saw the other day that Trent, because that was only released, 2.5 years ago or something? Yeah. And since then, 2 books. The latest one was Love Stories.
Yes.
He has just hit the 1 million copies mark of his books. That's amazing. That is incredible. So, Australians have really embraced him.
Yeah. Definitely. And Tennille, I'm reading The Girl with the Louding Voice. And we've got Keisha reading The Dollhouse by Elizabeth McNeil. Great.
Yeah. Have you got anything else? I think that's about it for me.
Everything I've got.
Yeah. Okay. So, go and vote for the top 100.
Yes.
Go and follow us on Instagram. Follow Better Reading. Follow Better Reading Kids, and follow Better Reading B.
Yes.
And Better Reading B, we have our Facebook Live next Tuesday at 2 p.m. And it's different to this because we talk about our lifestyle and wellness titles. And, Cheryl and I always chat about meditation and things like that. So it's actually a great dynamic. I always love getting her on to chat.
Trying to convert her.
Trying to convert her to the dark side, to the light side, we call it.
Light side.
But until then, look, keep reading. We're back next Thursday at 2 p.m. And, keep the comments going because we read them all.
We do.
Okay, see you next week.
Bye.